What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have some big things to cover in today's video. Oil is just crashing down. A lot of these oil plays are getting destroyed. We have huge news there. We also have some stocks blasting up in after hours, like CrowdStrike. After it just reported earnings, it closed around $170 a share, and now it's all the way up to like $195. So it is booming. We also have to cover Asana's earnings. Their CEO has been dumping over $1 billion of his own money into this stock, so we're definitely going to touch on that. So overall, stick with us today. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. We post brand new videos every single day. But Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing today, Mike, was obviously crude oil. It ended up falling over 10%, all the way down to $103.63 a barrel at the low of day on the futures. So it definitely tumbled off to the downside, Mike. And we have some pretty big news to cover. You can see in the CNBC article here, they said that the Russia disruption continues. And today, the United States actually tried to encourage more companies to increase oil production. And Reuters reported that Iraq said it could increase their output if OPEC Plus asked. And then also we saw that the UAE said that they would support production by OPEC Plus as well. So those are two pretty big companies or two pretty big countries as far as oil production goes. I know the UAE and Iraq are over there in that region that obviously just does a lot of oil. So that's going to be big. You know, if they start flooding the market with more oil, they're obviously going to drive the prices down. So it's nice to see oil falling, Mike. Maybe we'll finally see those gas prices get a little lower.
Hopefully, Tom. It's been brutal, So, yeah, hopefully oil calms down a bit. Tom, how are some of these oil stocks like ExxonMobil and Oxy doing?
Yeah, Exxon's actually moving down in a big way. It was down 5.6% today. It really started selling off to the downside, as well as Chevron. Those two started selling off in a pretty big way. But I will say Oxy held its ground, Mike, and it actually is still up 5.56%. I'm not sure if this one can continue up into tomorrow or not, but we're definitely straddling right around this big resistance, right around 58.50. So we'll have to keep this one on the radar. For some reason, Oxy is outperforming the other oil companies.
Yeah, and OXY or Oxy is the stock that Warren Buffett just dumped billions of dollars into, while at the same time we saw another billionaire, Carl Icahn, sell out of his position. So it looks like the battle of the billionaires there. But yeah, I mean, oil's going crazy, Tom. The market didn't have a bad day. The S&P 500 was up, I guess you can say like 2.7%, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it really was. It was nice to see the SPY had a pretty good day. We got all the way up to that 427 resistance that we talked about yesterday, Mike, and we ended up straddling that for quite a while today. We did break above it very slightly, but I don't think we got the breakout that traders were really looking for today. So I'm going to really keep my eyes on the SPY. I feel like we had some good momentum today, Mike, and heading into tomorrow, we might see a continuation. And I really like a lot of the moves we saw out of some key stocks today. We've been seeing big banks fall down in a major way. And today we saw JP Morgan and Bank of America gap back up, and they're moving with some pretty good momentum here. So hopefully the banks keep pushing higher. I think this was a pretty big deal with the recovery as well as the big tech plays today.
True. Tomorrow will be a huge day for the stock market because we have that CPI data. So tell us more about, I guess you can say, the CPI data and what we have in store for tomorrow.
Yeah, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to get the CPI data coming out, Mike, and the forecast is going to be right around 6.4%. If we come in higher than this forecast, we might see some negative movement out of the market as inflation continues to spiral out of control. But, if the number comes in pretty close to the estimate, the market was expecting 6.4%, which is a slight increase from the previous level of 6%. So hopefully we do see that slight increase up to 6.4. I hope we don't see something up closer to 7%. I think that's where we might see the market maybe start to get shaky.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anything with inflation has been very crazy lately, especially with the way that oil prices have been moving and just commodities overall. So definitely be on the lookout for that CPI report tomorrow morning about an hour before open. But Tom, looking at the SPY really quickly, what would you say are like the most important levels to watch heading into tomorrow?
Yeah, for tomorrow, we actually had a pretty good day today. Like I said, we broke above that 427 resistance, which is pretty good. So now that we're above that, I think we need to use 427 as a good support. I'm also seeing some support down here around 425. I've been seeing lots of bounces around there lately, including this morning as well. So definitely watch 425. I think, Mike, tomorrow, if we're able to break above 430 with the SPY, I think it would make for a pretty good move to the upside. After that, I see some major resistance at 432, but today we got pretty close to 430. We ran up to around like 429.50 up there at the high. So, the SPY was all over the place. I'll be honest. At the end of the day, it got pretty volatile, Mike, as all this news started dropping with crude oil and everything. And the SPY even had a bit of like an end of a day pullback there.
True that. Alrighty, so one stock that I've really been watching over the past couple months is Asana, ASAN. This stock is very unique in the sense that it's one of the craziest like insider trading type stocks I've ever seen. Their CEO, Dustin Moskovitz, was actually the co-founder of Facebook. And lately, he has been dumping billions and billions of dollars into Asana stock. It's his own money, Insiders can sell their stock for any number of reasons. They might need a new Lambo. Maybe they want a new mansion. Maybe they think the stock's going to fall. But they buy for one reason and one reason only, and that's because they think the stock's going to rise. So Asana stock reported earnings today. They were trading for around $49 before market close. And now they're all the way down to $39 in after hours. Looking at their earnings report, Tom, it wasn't too bad. They did give lower EPS guidance than a lot of people were expecting for them to give. On the positive, though, their yearly revenue is up around 67% year over year. They are still cash flow negative, but for next year, they see their full revenue between $527 million and $531 million. And like I said, their yearly revenue for this past year was only $378 million.
Yeah, that's really good, Mike. To see an increase like that next year would be amazing. Like you said, they came in at 378 million this year. And even for this year, a 67% year over year increase is always good. So next year, that's going to be nice to see them continue that growth as long as they meet those estimates there. But yeah, the guidance is good, Mike. So hopefully we do see Asana start to turn around. I know that's huge to see that insider buying $1 billion. I know Moskovitz has been huge in the past. Like you said, he worked with Facebook. So that's obviously a huge deal there. But yeah, Asana's getting killed in after hours, Mike. It ran down to $38 here. I wonder how low this one's going to go. And I'm also curious if maybe this one will start to pop back up by the time the market opens tomorrow. Sometimes we've been seeing these stocks do that, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah, we will see. Their revenue is growing a lot and they expect it to continue to grow even more. But, it's just earnings were not good enough for the market at this time, and their loss definitely increased as well. So it's been all over the place, but still, when you have the CEO buying $1 billion of his own stock, that's a pretty big sign. So we'll see what happens. But Tom, how is CrowdStrike doing?
CrowdStrike is actually doing very well, Mike. Like you mentioned at the beginning of the video, this stock closed tonight around $170, where we actually ran up to highs of $196, almost getting up to $200 here in after hours. And I have some really good numbers coming with CrowdStrike. Their Q4 recurring revenue came in at 1.73 billion, beating the estimate of 1.67 billion, and their EPS came in at 0.30 versus a 0.20 estimate. Their sales also beat, Mike, but the thing that's really good to me is that their guidance came in a lot stronger than expected. I actually just brought up the Thinkorswim news tab here, and you can see if you look at 15:08 Central Time or 16:08 Eastern Time here, you can see that this article came out. They see their Q1 adjusted EPS beating estimates, but for the whole next year, Mike, they actually are looking at a nice beat of their sales estimate here. They came in at 2.133 billion versus a 2.01 billion estimate. So it's nice to see them beating that by like 133 million. I think that's a pretty good beat there on that guidance. And even their EPS for next year is beating guidance. So overall, CrowdStrike came in with some great numbers, beating guidance and beating this year's numbers. So great earnings report for them. And hey, we haven't been seeing too many stocks pop up. So I'm happy to see CrowdStrike moving in the right direction here.
Yeah. What other earnings do we have for the rest of the week?
Yeah, we still have some big ones coming up, Mike. I know that tomorrow is going to be huge, especially in after hours. But before market open, we do have JD, which is going to be pretty big. But after close, we have BLNK, DocuSign, Rivian, and Oracle. Those are four pretty big companies, Mike. I know Rivian is going to be huge. We're going to be eyeing up those production numbers and everything like that. Oracle is going to probably be a big one as well. And Blink and DocuSign have had some crazy movement lately. So hopefully they report good numbers.
Yeah, we will see. Alrighty, so with that being said, Tom, do you have like any final thoughts or any final stocks you're watching?
Yeah, I thought today was a great day in the market, Mike. We have a lot of stocks going to the upside. Out of the growth sector, we had a ton of great EV companies rising today. LI rose 13.9% today at close. NIO rose over 12%, which was nice. Square, Mike, was up 11%. They're really starting to get a lot of momentum here. Hopefully it continues into tomorrow. We had a lot of stocks rising today, and even the airline industry, Mike, is back on the uptrend. So I'm really glad to see stocks moving up in a good way. It's been a while since we've seen a nice continuation like this.
There we go. Awesome stuff. Before we go into the momentum plays, I want to give a giant shout out to our member of the day, Meme Lord, in the Discord chat. Thanks for being a very funny member of the chat, and you've been with us for a while. So huge shout out, Meme Lord. Thanks for being a great member of the Stocked Up Discord. But Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays. With the first one, we have AI to the upside.
Yeah, AI is ripping. They actually triple topped here at the end of the day. So go ahead and make them break above $22.
Right. With the next one, we have Roblox also to the upside.
Yeah, Roblox. Let's just make them break out above 45.75.
All right. With the next one, we have Square.
Square. Yeah, Square had a really good day, Mike. Go ahead and make them break out above 114.
All right, so we are watching Square, Roblox, and AI for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels that Tom listed. But I just want to say, if you trade options, definitely check out that first link in the description and the comments down below. We just added a brand new channel to the premium portion of our Discord. Tom has been on fire with his day trade callouts. He had an awesome signal with Square to the upside today, right when it was at $110, and it ended up just blasting to the upside, hitting highs of around 100 and like just under $114. So awesome job, Tom. Basically, if you sign up using the link in the description or the comments down below, you get access to daily options day trades with our bot, bonus setups from Tom. We have swing trade setups. We have a bunch of other custom bots. We have an amazing community. You can cancel at any time. And on top of that, we have a coupon running. So if you trade options, definitely check out that first link in the description and the comments down below. We have a ton of amazing tools for really any trader, whether you trade stocks or options. And best of all, you can cancel at any time. So definitely check it out. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, and let's have a great end of the week.